So last time our group has encountered a loan shark and went out and fetched a sketchy loan from this man, and now have 100 grand of gold on their ship, and they need an army. So in light of that, everyone has decided that they need to go recruiting. I have a screen clip I'm going to send you to try to explain where we are and what we're trying to do. Let me just try to locate it because it. Back. Oh, weird. I have so many things open and it went to the back. Very sorry.
It is all good.
All right. I'm going to paste a photo into the chat. Give me just a second. All right, fair adventurers. We have our team was set out to recruit an army big enough to retake Meglio. After several stops around the inland sea and different port towns, we kept getting laughed at until we found one innkeeper who gave us a suggestion that there might be an answer to our problems almost all in one place. So if we look at the chat, our tip was to take our ship and sail all the way up the river and get to the base of the mountains, right where the mountains and the forest meet. So I drew an arrow pointing at the entrance to that river that we're going up, and then the X is about where we're at on the map. So our players did not Photoshop a boat in, but our players have docked the boat elsewhere, taken a rowboat, and gotten onto the dock here. And we are at the dock of what appears to be a village. But there's nobody at the dock, and we are trying to figure out what is going on. The innkeeper did not give us very much information to go off of, other than we are looking for the head honcho around these parts, and we have to ask them for help. We're here hopefully to solve all of our problems, but who knows? We'll see what happens.
So we hope we can hire some mercenaries here.
Yeah, we're hoping we find a band of mercenaries or something. We told the innkeeper our parameters, and at this point, we are only hoping that he actually let us on a fruitful event.
Gotcha. And who else here with us?
It is just the core group with us today. Giuseppe and the rest of the resistance movement support group that we have is right back on the ship guarding the loot. So it's just Shelbitha, Frederick, Gary, Lily, and Catherine on shore today. So, the core group. All right. So Gary leads, just walks up to the front of the crowd and he's like, "Yeah, let's go." And he starts trailing off up the dock up towards the town.
And I'm gonna follow him.
Yeah, me too.
I'll follow him.
We gotta stick together.
Everybody give me a perception check.
Okay.
I got a 4.
Well, you keep on walking behind everybody, and everything seems real normal, just pleasantly normal.
I got a 12. Sorry that took so long.
You are all right.
Oh, son of a...
Where did my sheet go? So with a 12, you're walking towards the front of the pack, and as you're approaching, you start to notice the buildings do not look like they've been upkept. Gary's walking just ahead of you, and he's a little closer, so he can see that he doesn't notice any signs of like people. Like the buildings are run down, and there's nothing, like no animals like running around or kids or people. So it's starting to look shady. Lily is thinking about the bagels that she's going to order if they do happen to have bagels, and she does not notice. And she's talking to Katie, and they're talking about the bagels they miss at home. So they're both like really they're not catching on. So Frederick or Gary looks at Frederick and he says, "Are you seeing this?"
Yeah, guys, we gotta be on our guard, okay? This place looks pretty sketchy. Do we see anybody?
We do not see anybody. We are looking at straight ahead. There's just like a main road, and now that you notice, there's like foundations for buildings where buildings have been torn down, and then there are there's like just a bunch of shabby buildings that you can tell used to be like shops and a nice a nice main street for the village, but doors are broken, windows are busted, and there's just no signs of life.
I'll see about that.
Wait, what?
I'll see about that.
You'll see about that? What are you going to do about that?
I'm trying to see if I have, like, detect life or something. I can speak with plants. Are there any plants nearby?
I mean, there's like grass and trees and bushes and stuff.
Okay, can I go to the nearest, most beautiful piece of shrubbery that I can see?
Yeah, off to your left, there's like a dense grove of trees, and beyond that, it looks like a well-kept patch of like wildflowers and whatnot. So you decide to go there, and you veer off left away from the group.
Okay, nice. So I'm gonna go ahead and cast that, speak with animals, and it says I can imbue plants within 30 feet of you with limited sentience and animation.
Jeez.
I'll show you the spell. Hope that showed up. So I go to the best looking piece of shrubbery and go, hey man, what's going on? How you doing?
Yeah, you pick the tallest looking tree with the most alive leaves, and it shudders a little bit, and it develops a face, and it screams, "I'm alive! I don't want to die! Don't let me die! Take me with you! Take me with you, sir! Take me with you!"
How big is this tree?
It's a massive tree, like
a big ass willow or something.
yeah, like a big old like it's at least 3 feet around on it's like a 3 foot diameter of this tree.
Okay, tree. What's your name?
The tree stops and thinks, and it says, I don't have a name. I'm a tree. We're all trees. Come to think of it, will you take all of us trees with you? We don't want to die.
Why do you think you're gonna die?
The axes and the people, the wooden people. They want more wooden people.
Uh-oh. Can you tell us some more? What's going on around here?
I could not. I know I watched my tree family fall day after day. Well, sometimes I think, when will they have enough? And then I just keep seeing more of my friends die. Where did they take the trees? I don't know. I can't see. I can't look. I just know my fate is impending. Impending doom. Doom, doom. take me with you, sir?
I'll tell you what, we will take you with you and even pay you to fight in our army if you can just show us that you can move.
The tree starts shaking from the top of its branches, and it really struggles, and you can see its face straining, but all that's happening is the top of the tree is shaking.
The other tree?
No, just the one that Colton has animated. Also, the duration of this is only 10 minutes, so I don't think it'd be a good fighter.
Yeah, maybe not. Okay, Tree. What else? What else can you tell us about what's going on? We came here to hire some mercenaries. Do you think we can find any? Do you know anybody?
There, to hire weapons is what you seek. Maybe you did come to the right place, and maybe I misjudged you. You are the reason the wooden people exist. You are evil. Evil people. Evil people with war. Leave the trees alone. Leave me alone.
Okay, can I cast another spell?
Yeah, sure.
It's plant growth. So it just channels vitality into plants. It's like a
Are you channeling the vitality like this into this specific tree with the face now?
yeah.
All right. What are you trying to gain by this?
So I'm just gonna cast it on him and go, see tree. I don't mean any harm. I'm just trying to get some information.
The tree vibrates and smiles, and starts just yipping with pleasure and energy, and that's all it does for a solid 2 minutes, just yipping and saying how much the tree loves you.
Nice.
He turns his eyes to the next tree and says, "You should make friends with this guy too. Why can't you talk?"
Let's not get
And
distracted, tree.
the tree says, "Okay, magic man, can I have more magic?"
No, tree. Just tell me where I can find some mercenaries. Where?
You're on the right you're in the right place, I assure you, but I can't tell you more because I don't know more. I know I've heard of deals and war and weapons and things, but I couldn't tell you exactly what goes on here because I don't know. I'm a tree. I only hear. I don't discuss.
Okay. Frederick goes. All right. Thanks, tree. And he goes back to the group and he tells everybody what he was talking about.
So Gary was kind of hovering around you, and as you're giving the thing, Gary goes, "Psst, psst! I hear some rustling," and it seems to be coming from the opposite side of the grove. Um, and he beckons you guys to come crowd around him and sneak through this bushel of trees.
I'll go with him.
Yeah.
Sneakily,
Sneakily.
Sneakily.
stealthily.
Do you come with to sneak through the trees? Okay. Catherine and Lily join as well in the back. Shelbitha, are you with us?
Yeah, no one left behind.
All right. That's the attitude. I'm gonna say we all just successfully sneak up, and we sneak up to the very edge of the tree line, and we look out at the beyond the tree line at the brush. And like I said, there's like a well kempt just field of different like grasses and grains and all sorts of stuff. And at the far end of the field, you can see somebody moving around, moving amongst all of the grass and all of the vegetation. So what do you guys do?
Shelbita says, we didn't really get a lot of information from that tree. I wonder if whatever's moving over there is friendly or not. Got to find someone to tell us what's going on here.
Okay, Shelbitha. Are you volunteering to go say hello? While we stay here hidden.
Gosh, I wasn't volunteering, but I guess I can do it. But I'm gonna bring my axe with me just in case. Never hurts to be prepared.
That's a good idea.
So I guess I start walking over there.
Okay.
Can I?
You got
Can I see like what is rustling about over there? Do I just see a figure?
You can just tell that it's like a humanoid kind of figure, but it's like really tall grass and stuff, so it's not a clear line of sight to them nor them to you. So you can kind of like wade through the grasses and stuff and kind of get closer.
Yeah, that's what I'll do.
All right.
And then I guess I do kind of like bird call just to, make the figure know that I'm there, that something's there. Be like, caw, caw. Hey, don't want to startle you, but what's going on around here? It seems like there used to be a city, but I don't see anybody around.
As soon as you start speaking, the figure stops very abruptly, and there's no more rustling. And you hear a very not human sounding voice saying, "Who's there?"
Well, I'm Shelbitha. Just trying to find some people around here. Who are you?
There are no people. I am Harvester 125. Harvester 125 means no harm. Please back away.
I take a couple steps back and like holster my axe. And I say, okay. I don't mean you any harm either. Can you tell me about this area? What happened?
I am not given information about history. I only know harvest, harvest location, harvest times, and obey boss.
What are you harvesting?
I I harvest the plants that I'm supposed to, obviously. What do you harvest, human?
I don't really harvest anything. I'm more of a soldier, but only when I need to be. Who's your boss around here?
The boss is the boss. That's all I know. All I need to know. The boss is creator. The boss is life.
Wow, sounds pretty great. Do you think you could take me and my friends to see this creator?
I am Harvester. Harvester 125. Please, let me get back to harvesting. We have no host bots available.
All right, I guess you're not going to be much help. Then I turn and walk back to the rest of the group and say, he's the weirdest guy. He just wants to harvest whatever he's told to harvest. I don't think we're going to get much information out of this guy.
Damn it. He didn't seem very human. Was he a robot?
He's kind of a bot, yeah. Kind of unnatural looking, but very task oriented.
Well, what do
You
you
might
say
just have to
we...
start exploring. Oh, sorry, Frederick. What were you saying?
Yeah, what do you say we start exploring? Beat me to it.
I mean, maybe we would follow, like, tracks. The bot's got to go back sometime.
Yeah,
Or
I
there are
mean,
tracks of, like, where he's been.
it's still been morning, so I bet he's just gotten started. Unless he's, yeah. So, can we do a perception check or anything to start looking for a trail?
Yes, definitely. Do you just want to do one yourself, or you want everybody to do one?
I guess I'll just do one, see what happens. There it is. I got a 10. Big old 10.
Okay, cool. So you can see beyond the harvester that there seems to be like a trodden dirt path that goes on behind him. And it looks like it just kind of runs parallel to the main road that you guys walked up on at first. And you know that if you look to the right, that the whole town is on the wall of a cliff. So it's really just like a one direction thing.
And what direction is the cliff?
So if we're facing north, the cliff is to our east. To our left is like a riverbank that we really don't have access to. So it really looks like it's just our path is just going to lead north.
Okay. I'll tell the group that, and then suggest that we all go down that path. Okay, gang,
Gary-
let's go.
Gary says, "Righto. I hope we find some bagels."
You know what? I'll take anything to eat at this point.
All right. Well, so the group, do you guys head down the path right ahead of you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, you just keep on walking, and you get almost past the first house, or I'm sorry, the second house in the row. And as you're going down the path, you notice there's some more harvester-looking bots out in the field to your left. So, like, you pass the initial one. He doesn't pay you guys any mind, know that you're here for mercenaries, and he doesn't give you any answers. The bots harvesters that you pass on the left, if you're Colton, I don't know if you need to. Have you moved the tokens at all?
No, I actually can't move some of them.
Oh, okay. Here, let me try that. Get out of here, harvester. All right. So you guys are almost past the second house in the row, and off to the left, you noticed another figure that looks practically identical to the harvester that you had interacted with before. So, would you guys like to try to stop and interrogate him, or would you like to keep going?
I'd like to keep going.
Sweet. So you guys keep on down the path. You pass another one real soon after, but I assume you'd probably want to keep going.
Yeah, I just say keep on harvesting, buddy.
The harvester makes an excited beep and says, "Harvesting is going well, thank you." And then he goes right back to harvesting and ignoring you. So you guys come up on here. You guys come up on the end of the road heading north, and it takes a sharp right turn east, and it's going uphill. There seems to be only one path available to you at the end of this, so it seems pretty clear which direction to go. But there are two figures standing on the path ahead of you and in your way as you're heading east uphill. But these two don't look exactly like the harvesters that you had met and spoken with before, and they have shields and they have swords.
Oh shit. Well, at least these guys look a little different than the harvesters. Maybe they'll have actual information we could use.
Yeah, I say we go talk to him together.
All right.
All right. That sounds good. Frederick, do you want to lead the way?
Yeah, sure.
All right. With your posse of adventurers behind you, you approach the robots. So what is the first thing you say?
I'll go. Hey guys, can we get Pat? Do you what's can should I? Hey guys, what's? Sorry. Frederick just puts his head down and goes around to the back of the group.
Frederick, what? Okay.
Just lost my train of thought there.
I like it. I like it.
Shelditha will step up and like kind of put my hands up, say, "All right, now that we've got that out of the way, we're new to the area and we tried to talk to a harvester, but they seemed really focused on harvesting. Can you guys tell us, about this place, or what are you guarding?"
The bot closest to you says that he looks at you and says, "We guard what we guard. Harvesters are dumb. Ha ha ha."
Yeah, I'm with you there. Not too many tools, working in the brain, but so you guard what you guard. That's wow, how riveting.
Yeah, are we heading in the right direction? We're trying to talk to your boss.
The the robot guards step a little closer together to block the path and say, "You want to see the boss? Do you have appointment?" And they draw their swords.
Did I don't. I try and whisper to just the party, our group, and ask, did we schedule an appointment, guys?
Gary says that we weren't told. How do you schedule an appointment with somebody you don't know who it is?
Dang it. What should we do here?
Guess we're walk-ins or walk-ups.
Okay, guard. Can we schedule an appointment right now?
The guard that hasn't been speaking looks at you and says, "No walk-ins accepted. Death only." And both robots start approaching you in a clanky approach with swords drawn, and they look like they're ready to just swing and kill you.
Well, Frederick will say, "Well, guys, didn't mean any harm. We're not walk-ins. We're here to schedule an appointment because we lost your phone number. It's gone. The bot ate your phone number."
The first bot says, "We are guard bots, not schedule bot," and it does not slow down at all, and it's coming towards you.
Shit. Can we talk to a schedule bot, please?
The bots stay in place. They stop in place, and they both look at each other, and they turn back to you and say, "We've never been asked that before. We are not sure."
What do you think, Shelby?
I'm tempted to get my axe out because I don't know what they're gonna Well, I whisper this. I'm not sure if they're gonna attack us or what. All these bots seem like programmed for just a couple of things. Should we just try and bypass them and find an appointment bot?
Yeah, maybe, but it may not be a good idea to destroy the boss that we're trying to get mercenaries from, because these
Gary
bots
says that's
might
a
be
good.
what they give us.
Yeah, Gary said that's a good point. They don't seem to be very bright or very fast. So here, and Gary rolled. I did a roll for persuasion. And Gary is to step up to the front of them. I am going to say, "Well, I'm sorry for giving you a task that you've never been helped before. How about we go and seek a scheduler bot to schedule an appointment, and we will circle back around to you with an appointment to pass. Does that sound all right? You guys can keep guarding what you guard, and we'll take care of the task you don't know how to." And both the robots stare blankly at Gary for what feels like forever. And Shelbatha is gripping her axe tighter. Lily is being ready to cast an ice knife at any moment. When finally they break the silence and in unison say, "Okay," and they step to the side so that you guys can go ahead.
Phew. Good job, Gary.
He gives Frederick a fist bump and says, "That's leveling up, BB." And we all proceed on the path. All right. So we are hiking uphill for what seems like forever. There's been no food on hand besides what we're carrying on our backs, and there's no end to the path in sight for now. Katie trails behind the group with her bow drawn, making sure that the guard bots do not follow. You guys make it up the hill and around the corner, only to be met with 3 more guard bots standing in the path.
Damn. Shelbatha lets out like a sigh of exasperation, like, are we ever gonna get somewhere? Just keep running into bots.
Damn it. I'm gonna try and deceive the bots and to pretend like I'm one of them, one of the guard bots, and just walk by.
Okay. Like you try to transform into them with your tiefling ability, or like you just try to be like, "Hello, fellow guard bot."
Yeah, I was just gonna walk by and in a computer voice go like, "Hello, guard bot," and just walk by him and say goodbye, guard bot.
Okay. Roll for deception. Let's see what you get.
Alright. There it is. I got 12.
The guard bot on the right is almost convinced, and you're just level with him. But the guard bot in the back has been doing a physical analysis of you, and as you step up to him, he gives you a shove backwards, and you sprawl out in front of the 3 guard bots on the ground.
I exclaim, "Excuse me, guard bot. I am also guard bot. Why did you push?"
Uh, the guard bot gives no answer, and all 3 guard bots draw their swords and form a solid line.
Jeez.
Damn it, Frederick. Here we go again.
Guard bots in unison say together, "Get ready for battle."
Hold on, guard bot. Shelbatha has something to tell you guys.
And Shelbatha steps forward and says, please, will you just take us prisoner so that your creator can see, see these trespassers? Because Shelbitha thinks that that's the only way that we're gonna actually see the creator, if we're taken prisoner.
Yeah, Guardbot. We captured this prisoner, and we're bringing her to your boss.
Who's the
I meant
prisoner?
all of us. We're all prisoners.
Yeah.
We're turning ourselves into your creator.
That's right, Guardbot. I'm transporting all these prisoners.
You bitch.
Please let me pass.
You traitor.
So Frederick, Shelbitha, and Lily are at the front of the group. Katie nudges Gary and nods over towards the woods, and they're both going to try to stealthily sneak away. They are distracted, so I'm going to say as long as we both get above a 10. All right. Katie breaks away into the forestry to the left or south of us. And Gary just barely sneaks up by and hides behind a tree while the guard bots are computing your request to be taken prisoner. What seems to be the captain guard bot says, "Okay, battle complete. Please submit arms and follow me." And they form a wide V for the three of you to get into and be escorted into the camp.
And do we all have to give up our arms?
Yes, Frederick. You're not actually a guard bot. Shelbitha's just kind of flustered, kind of mad at Frederick.
So the three guard bots collect your weapons, and they are surrounding you, and they just guide you guys up the path. As soon as you guys start walking, you realize that you're missing two of your group, and Katie and Gary are sneaking behind you in the forestry, just keeping up with you. You guys are still walking uphill, by the way, so this is just a nice, tiresome climb, and you guys are walking it as prisoners.
Shelbitha whispers to Lily and Frederick, like, I really hope this wasn't a mistake. I just thought it was the fastest way to see who's in charge.
Yeah, I think it was a good idea.
Lily grumbles something about bagels. Always bagels. You guys approach a big. As you near the end of the path, you approach what looks to be a giant fort wall that it goes on until you can't see anymore and is 14 feet tall with big old spikes. And you approach, and there are two more guard bots, more heavily armed, and then what looks to be an extra large guard bot with incredible arms on him. What looks to be every sort of weapon holstered on him and ready to be launched as a projectile. The guard bots escorting you and the guard bots at the gate all do a series of whirs and clicks, and they what seems to be forever while whirring and clicking, they say passcode accepted, and the mega guard bot steps aside, and your group of three guard bots and prisoners are allowed to walk through the gates finally. As you enter, you can see in the fences that the walls are surrounded with piles and dunes of sand, and there's even a line of sand going down the walkway as you continue to enter the camp. I think you may have to update the map and scroll down, Colton.
Sorry.
Almost as if they use a moat of sand instead of a moat of water. Is the observation that Lily makes.
That is a
Uh,
lot of sand.
Shelbatha says, "Man, did you guys see that huge guard bot? That's what we need for our army."
Yeah, can we get 10 of those?
Let's hope so.
The guard bot behind you chuckles and says, "Ha ha ha ha," and doesn't elaborate. Gary and Katie are left outside of the gate. They're both spying from the tree lines and see that there is a guard bot and the other two guard bots still standing there. They are very concerned at what to do, and they are not sure.
They're gonna have to aim for the bushes.
And what is the bushes?
Just aim at the bushes, Shelby.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Simple enough, just aim for the bushes. So, the guard bots are still escorting you down. And the lead guard bot finally gets to the end of the sand and the fencing. And amongst a big pile of rocks, there's just one bot that looks vaguely similar to the harvester bot with a clipboard. And the captain bot says, "Ah, scheduler bot. There you are. Ha ha. I thought you were a harvester. Ha ha." And then the scheduling bot says, "Ha ha. Fuck harvesters. Ha ha." And says, "Appointment?" The captain bot says, "No appointment. Code 55555," and goes on for a while. And then eventually the scheduling bot says, "Override accept." And then the captain bot asks, "Where is the boss? We need to bring prisoners to the boss." The scheduling bot says, "She's taking inventory in lot B today." And the scheduling bot steps aside. Meanwhile, as you guys are transported down, Katie and Catherine and Gary are looking at the bots and trying to make heads or tails of what's going on. They can't think of anything that will get them over the wall or through the wall. The only thing they can do is hope to get through the entrance. Catherine is not being controlled today, so I'm going to take a player poll as to do with our shot with her. Should she fire a flaming arrow at the biggest guard bot and then have her and Gary go fight these guards? Or should they try to persuade them to let them through?
I vote for persuasion.
Yeah. Persuasion. We don't know how tough these bots are.
That's a good point. So, together, Gary and Catherine march out of the trees ever so confidently and approach the string of three guards. Gary, being one with more words, goes ahead and takes the lead. And he says, "Excuse me, my good sirs. I believe that we have been separated from our prisoner party. I hope that you can allow us to catch up with them. It looks like there's only one way in or out. You are men of wooden men of great intelligence, and I would not like to take your time up anymore." So the wooden guard bots are very flattered and say, "Wow, what a polite prisoner," and then they step aside. And now I've just
Gary.
tried to control the game through Discord again.
Just
Big bot
sweet
moves
talking all the
aside.
bots.
Yeah. The big bot moves aside. The other guard bots are starting to question but not before Gary and Catherine make through the thing and pretty much sprint away. None of the other bots see you. The schedule bot walks off. And you guys are led deeper into the camp. There's just a bunch of rocks. And they look like they're strategically placed to make a sort of maze, but you're not really sure. The bots lead you up and up. And eventually you come up and you are face to face with two guard bots, and you can't see anything behind them. You can see that there's fencing that they're guarding. And the captain bot speaks to these things in a tone that's not a language. It's just a machine tone like they did with the passcode beforehand. That goes on for a solid minute until both the captain bot and the mega bots are done. They break out in laughter and they do a robot handshake, which doesn't look so smooth since they're made out of janky, stiff materials. While you guys are waiting, Catherine and Gary are sneaking up behind the rocks and trying to see if they can free you guys if needed. The Megabots step aside, and the Captain Bot turns to you and says, "Behold, boss." And out walks a small, middle-aged rock gnome. And she says, "What do you want?" And she looks directly at Shelbitha, Lily, and Frederick and says, "I don't have time for wasters. What do you want?"
Shelbitha takes a bow and motions to Frederick and Lily to also bow, and says, "We mean you no disrespect. We are new to this area, and in all honesty, we are looking to build an army to defeat an evil baron, an evil sorcerer in a faraway land. Is there any chance you can help us or point us in the right direction?"
The rock gnome lady says, "It depends. Do you have the money? I could give you what you seek. You won't be hiring mercenaries. You'll be buying bots. I guess I could hire mercenaries as bots, and she could keep the bots after. But you got the general idea behind it right, Colton. That if we want an army, we could buy them from her."
Nice. Well, how many
Um,
did we say we needed? 50?
I think you said the Baron's army was like 60 or something, 50 or 60. So we decided to go with like 80, I feel like, but I'm not sure if that's the number we chose.
Maybe these bots are cheaper than we originally planned on.
Yeah, I don't think we should tell them how much money we have. What do you think we should do on the bargaining?
Yeah, I think we should ask how many she's willing to sell or rent. So Shelbitha says we've acquired funding for an army. Yes. Do you know how many bots you have for sale or for rent?
She takes a long pause, and then she breaks out into a cackle and says, "I can make you as many as you want. Look around, I am the expert. Look at my work." And she gestures to the big guys. And then she turns around and gestures behind her. And you guys notice that there's like football field size of crates stacked on crates. Just every mound here is just a stack of crates behind her. And she says, "Look at all my prototypes of everything I've done beyond the years. I am the mechanical master of this realm. And if you pay the coin, then I'll give you the army you seek." And she looks at you again, and she notices the bots that are with you, and she says, "I can't believe you guys didn't fight them. The bots placed before you were a test for you or a chance for you to test the product that I have.
Shelbitha says, we have a bad habit of blazing, guns blazing wherever we go. We wanted to show our respect to, you, the creator, and not try and start a fight. But we do admire the big guard bots that we encountered. That is it's mighty impressive.
But
We'd
now
be
that
interested in getting some of those.
Yeah, now that you mentioned that, I'd like to battle one of the guard bots before determining how many we would like to purchase.
She says, feel free to battle as many as you'd like. Would you like a mega or would you like a normal?
I want one of the normal sized ones.
Come on, Frederick, you don't want to fight the mega?
The rock gnome lady goes, haha, I'm sure you don't.
Oh, he'll be next.
So the guard bot closest to you taps your shoulder, gesture,
Sorry.
cleared corner. Oh, sorry. The mechanical guard closest to you taps you on the shoulder and beckons for you to follow. Gary and Katie just kind of figure out what's going on from an earshot, and they kind of just stroll up on their group and say, "What's up?" And they stand at an ample distance as Frederick is about to battle the bot.
Okay, cool.
So, Frederick, I'm going to say you have the initiative in the fight.
I'm just gonna hit him with the. Should I hit him with the charm person?
You say charm person?
Yeah, I can charm people.
Oh.
But I don't think it would work quite as I would hope out. So I'm gonna cast, I guess, Flaming Sphere. Take 60 seconds. So I'm gonna put it right behind the bot and then push him into it. So let me know if I need to do any rolls to see if that happens.
What did you do to put something behind the bot?
A 5-foot diameter sphere of fire appears in an unoccupied space of choice within range and lasts for the duration. And any creature that ends up within the 5 feet of sphere must make a dexterity throwing throw. So I want to put the sphere right behind the bot and then push him into it.
Okay. What is the dexterity saving throw? What do you think he has to make?
It has to be 13.
Ah. I'm just using a generic guy. I leveled it up to kind of be a level 3 for the bot. So with that standing, it rolled a 14. So you go to push the bot, and it does not pushes over as easily as you. It stands its ground. It doesn't get pushed into the fire. It's still got the fire behind it, but it did not get pushed into the fire.
Dang it.
Shelbitha cheers Frederick on. Like, come on, man, you got this.
And then is it his turn, or can I try and push him into it again?
It is his turn. If I can change the name on here. It hasn't drawn any weapons yet, and it's just gonna go for an unarmed strike. What is? Oh, it goes to strike you, but its footing slips, and the strike flails in front of you, and it misses. And it kind of stumbles forward, trying to catch itself. So bot's not doing so well.
And is he lying on the ground or is he standing up?
He's still standing. He just kind of fumbled, recovered.
Because as a bonus action, I can move the sphere up to 30 feet and ram
Oh,
it
wow.
into a creature.
Jesus. Okay.
That creature has to make the saving throw against the sphere's damage.
All right. What is the sphere's damage?
2d6 on a failed save and half as much on a successful one.
Okay. And is that a dexterity saving throw again?
Yes, has to be a 13 or higher.
Nope, it fails. So 2d6 of damage.
Dang it. Yeah.
Cool.
Well, half of what you get.
Oh, half of what I got as a dexterity saving throw?
No, so he made this save, right?
No, he failed to save. He got a 10.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so then he does take 2d6 damage. My bad.
Oh, you're good. I was also looking at something else there. All right,
Cool.
so 2d6. I got 8. So, yeah. You blast the bot, and it loses the lower half of one leg in that blast. So it is
Nice.
struggling. The bot is kind of like on the ground, balanced on one leg to get back up. And it's got one shield arm up, like towards you. So, it is gonna. While it's recovering, I'm gonna say it's not gonna have an action. So you can go ahead and go again in the fight.
I'm gonna stop for a second and ask the group what they think. How many of these would we need?
Gary says that it looks like it barely holds up as a single fighter, so we would need at least 1.5 of these to every man that the Baron has. What do you guys think?
I think we should try and get more of the mega guard bots. Frederick, do you want to fight one of those for a minute?
The Rock Gnome chimes in and says, "If you want to fight one of these, feel free, but I would do it as a group." And one taking the cue from the boss, the one closest to you lumbers over to the fighting area and centers itself amongst everybody. And it is going to fight all 5 of us without us even acknowledging that we're going to fight it. It just sets into motion. So we don't have an option now.
Can Shelsta still ask the little gnome lady, like, before we fight, what's the price? What's the running price of these bots, the mega ones and the little guys?
She pats the broken bot on his shoulder and says that these are 700 gold a head, and those my prized possessions are 6,000 gold a head. Prize being the big ones. And she said, if you only knew who was buying for me, and she has an evil eye.
Are those gold pieces?
One more time?
Are those gold pieces?
Yeah, gold pieces.
Sheldatha says to the group so that the gnome lady can't hear, hopefully, like, man, she better not be selling to the Baron. This could be bad for us, but I guess we won't know until it's too late.
Yeah, and we have to think about how many we can fit on the ship. Unless we're hiking back.
Hmm.
That's a good point.
So we
We
could
would only
Can't
be
we
able to get.
Can we just drag them in the water?
Would they they
The
float?
rock gnome says, "They're made of wood and not very floatable. They're gonna sink and eventually they'll rot if you put them in water like that."
Dang it. So we can afford 100 of the regular guys and 5 of the big ones.
Wait, we have 100,000 gold pieces, right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, wait. So we could do that 10 times.
All right, let's fight this Megabot. See what we're gonna be paying for.
Who's gonna throw the first move?
Yep. I was gonna say that we're just gonna have what is on the screen right now. So Frederick, Lily, Shelbitha, Gary, Catherine. We'll go to the bot, and then we'll go clockwise.
Okay. You said me first, or did you say Frederick? Sorry.
Oh yeah, Frederick. He said he was just about to act too, I think.
Oh, okay. I'm just gonna do the pull out the longbow and aim at his head and shoot. I got a 14 to hit.
You said a 14?
Yeah.
Cool. All right. Yep, you hit. So roll for damage.
I got an 8.
Eight damage. All right. You burst off a bit of the bot's armor as that arrow sinks into its body, and it doesn't seem to have done anything to make it discharge. It looks still pretty scary. It lets off some steam and adjusts its head and looks at you, Frederick.
Uh-oh.
And now it is Lily's turn in combat. So there's a giant mecha bot in the center of us. Frederick just hit it with an arrow. Would you like to
How's my acid arrows?
acid arrow? Where are you? You fire off an acid arrow, and the acid arrow successfully makes contact with the bot, but it just singes the part of the armor that it hit. It did not burn through yet. So it did no damage.
That's rude.
Yeah.
Damn.
The bot doesn't really notice. But you did hit it, so you got there. All right, now it's Shelbitha's turn.
I'm gonna get my javelin out and just throw it at him.
All right.
I'm gonna aim
And
for the neck.
bet. All right, give me a roll to hit.
Oh shit! 28.
Damn. All right, yeah, you hit that. You hit him straight in the neck. Was that like a 20 on the roll?
Yeah. And then I've
Okay.
got like a 10 modifier.
Nice.
That's so high.
Take that.
Yeah.
Do you need a damage roll too?
Yeah, roll for damage.
I got a 9. Yeah.
All right. 9 down. All right. You nail it directly in the neck where you were hitting for. And the head is now jolted to the side, and the head of the bot is pinned to its shoulder, and it looks like it's moving a lot more jerkily. And that brings it to Gary's turn, and he pulls out. Seeing that the javelin worked really well, he pulls out his javelin equipped, and he attempts to throw it. He does hit the bot, and he hits it in the leg, doing 7 piercing damage. Wow, this level up is making us kill it today, guys. 7 down. All right. The bot is has 2 javelins poking out of it. It's looking a little worse for wear. You can tell that you guys are really chipping away. Katie takes out her boomerang and aims for the head. And she makes contact with the head successfully, trying to dislodge it. I don't know which one of those were... What the heck? I am trying to figure out how her rolls were split up.
What's happening to him?
Okay. She's getting stuff for sneak attack damage, and I don't know why sneak is still enabled, so it only does 3 damage. So the bot is not dead, but it is getting there. All right. All right, it is the robot's turn, and it is going to... It's going to raise its left arm and aim it at Shelbitha because it's most mad at you for that javelin throw. And the next thing you know, there's a dagger flying at you. What is your armor class rating?
18.
18. Wow. Okay. Damn, you're gonna be really hard to get hit. So it only rolled a 15 to roll to hit, so it doesn't hit and connect and make damage. So I'm gonna say it glances off of your armor as you're able to kind of get out of the way and make it a direct piercing blow. And you are saved.
Oh, yeah.
That rolls back around to Frederick on the attack. Nice, by the way.
I know I can be reckless because apparently we respawn.
Yeah. Do you want the rest of this cookie?
I'm gonna cast a bonfire.
Casting a bonfire, huh?
Yep. Yeah, so I can create it within range that I can see. The spell, until the spell ends, magic bonfire fills a 5-foot cube. And any creature that's in it has to make a dexterity saving throw of 13 or higher. Or take 1d8 damage. Fire damage.
All right. It definitely did not win a dexterity throw. 1d8 of fire damage?
Yeah, I got 1.
Oh, what'd you get? You got a 1?
Yeah, 1 damage.
Okay. 1. We're going to go with your roll.
Creature must also make the saving throw when it moves onto the bonfire's space for the first time. Okay, never mind.
All right, Lily, you are up. I'm gonna.
I'm mad at my acid arrows. My ice knife.
I'm on the wrong character sheet. You know, right? Mm-hmm. Okay, that ice knife connects. All right. Well, your ice knife hits it directly in the chest, buries itself in the robotic body, and the cold damage that is spread throughout the bot, it affects all of its internals and it freezes everything in place. The bot stops whirring and making mechanical noises, falls over. Lily has successfully killed the Megabot. Sorry.
even though my acid arrows did absolutely nothing.
Way to go, Lily.
Shelbitha says, like, all right, guys, I guess we need to settle on how many we want of these. Done a little math, and we can get 55 of the little bots and then 10 megabots and still have about 1,500 gold pieces left for food and travel expenses. What do you
Gary
think?
says he trusts your math, but he also forgot the numbers.
15
How
of
many-
the big guys and 55 of the little ones.
55 little and 10 big ones.
So 10.
Okay.
And then 15 left over.
We have 1,500 gold pieces left.
1,500 or 15,000?
1,500.
But really, why do we only have 1,000 left?
Because
The
the little bots are 700 gold pieces each. The megabots were, you said they were 6,000 gold pieces each. They're pretty hefty.
as you guys are talking about the numbers there, the rock gnome lady strolls up and says, if you wanted to get a discount on this, you could always work for me. If you've got a ship, I've got a tip on a shipment coming through to Meglio. If you can get me the valuable assets on board that ship, I'll have the components necessary to build you the fleet, and I'll give you a hefty discount.
Oh man, we can't just hand you the money and expect robots to be delivered.
Why, yes, we need components. I can harvest all the trees I need for all of the bodies, but I need the magical essence that makes each of these robots work.
Do we have to use trees? Is there any other material?
Well, I almost have the bot power to start doing forgery. The wooden bots will melt in there. If we can help me modify the bots to work inside of a forgery factory, then we'll revolutionize the robot game.
What do you think, guys? Should we work for her? Or just pay her the money?
Might as well work for it. Less money we spend, the better in case we can't pay this loan.
Or we can buy more soldiers with the same amount of money.
That is also a good one.
And we get to play pirate.
Okay, ma'am, how much would you shave off if we work for you?
I'll give it to you at cost. If you bring me all the you can have 20 megabots and you say 55 and 200. You can have 20 megabots and 200 normal bots for the same rate you would have paid otherwise. So I guess we would spend still the 98.5. Yeah.
Okay, lady, we're gonna do it. We're gonna help you out. What do you need first?
Everything I need will be on the next smuggler's shipment into Meglio. If you just go to these coordinates at this time, you'll be able to intercept the ship, commandeer it, and you can sail it straight back here. And we will, after a short time, I will be handing over all of the bots, and you will be handing over all of the money.
We're gonna need more ships. Can we keep that one?
Sure thing. The ship will be yours, but all the goods inside will be.
Excellent.
Shelbitha says, you know what? It'd really help us take over that other ship if we had one of these megabots to help out. Could you lend us one, or could we leave some
I'll-
gold with you to rent one out?
She whistles a specific tune and says, "I'll give you my first like my honor guard here, and 4 guard bots and 1 megabot line up behind her, and she gestures to them when she says her honor guard."
Sweet. This should be pretty easy.
This is our squad now, guys. We have robots.